If you're a Nigerian drummer or music creator in general and you're recording drums, but at some point you listen to what you've recorded or you listen to what you've played and you don't like the way it sounds, sometimes it might not be the drum set itself, or sometimes it might just be the drum mics. Hello everybody and welcome back to this episode of Tech Friday. Today we're going to be telling you, first of all, why drum mics are important, and we're going to be categorizing drum mics. We're going to be telling you the different kinds for the different parts of the instrument. We're going to be telling you what to look out for when trying to get a drum mic, and we're going to be telling you other accessories that you might require when getting a drum set. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. First off, what are drum mics? Drum mics are equipments that are essential for the capturing of acoustics and recording of sounds that come out from a drum set. Whether you're in a studio, whether you're at home, whether you're in church, whether you're in a live concert, whatever it is or wherever it is that you're playing, for you to get the best sounding audio from a drum set, you need proper sets of drum microphones to be able to get those sounds. So let's dive right into it. I will categorize drum mics into dynamic mics and condenser mics because these are the two most common types of mics you will require for a drum set. Dynamic microphones are essentially microphones that can handle rugged sound, isolate sounds better, reduce background noise better, and they do not require any external power. On the other hand, condenser microphones, some might not require external power, but they work better for recording a wide range of sounds, right? So they can pick up both the foreground noise and the background sounds as well. Everything can be picked up by the condenser microphones. Now let's start from the dynamic microphones. For these, we have a kick drum mic, we have the toms, and we have the snare microphones. Okay, let's dive right into it. These microphones are essential because they capture the mid to low frequency of the bass drum, right? There are two very important elements you want to capture, which is the punch or the attack of the kick drum, and you want to also capture the low end or the resonance that follows after that punch, right? You want to be able to capture those two. Now, what are some qualities to look out for in a bass drum microphone? You want a microphone that has a super or a simple cardioid pattern. Now, what is a cardioid pattern? It's basically a type of recording pattern that captures sounds on a 180 degree, right? So it captures the best sound that's coming straight ahead, captures sounds coming from the left and right well. However, it cannot capture sounds coming from behind it as well. So that is a cardioid pattern. A supercardioid pattern, on the other hand, capture a little bit more of the sound coming from behind. This distinction is not that much important. These are the differences in the charts, so you can see it's not that much. So you want a drum microphone that has a cardioid pattern. You want a drum microphone that picks up sounds of about 40 to 15,000 hertz in frequency, and you want a microphone that is dynamic, right? So it can handle volume levels up to 140 decibels, even as high as 160. For some, can handle as high as 160 decibels, right? So you want to be able to handle that level of volume, okay? You also need a proper XLR output so that it can give you the maximum. Some examples of this are the Shure Beta 52A, the Audix D6, or an even cheaper alternative like the T-Bone BD300. Now, these are some specific microphones. I'll still list out some drum mic sets. These are boxes that come all inclusive of the parts of the drum. But these are some examples of individual microphones that can work well for you. Moving on to the snare drum, what you should be looking out for is a cardioid pattern or maybe a supercardioid pattern. It just depends on the brand. The brand will either tell you a cardioid or supercardioid. Basically the same thing, something that can pick sounds that come in directly, because when you're placing these drum microphones, you're placing it to face directly at the center of the drum head, right? So you want a cardioid pattern. You want a drum microphone that could pick up range of about 20 to 20,000 hertz of frequency. You want something that can handle volume levels of ranges of about 120 to 140 decibels. You also want something that has a very good XLR output. A very common example I've seen in Nigeria is the Shure SM57. I have seen these used in studios, I've seen these used in outdoor events, and in some churches as well, but mostly in outdoor studios and in events. I've seen the Behringer SL75C, and I've seen the T-Bone MB75. So all these have the same similar features. It has frequency, it has the cardioid pattern, it has the XLR cable, it has the volume levels, neodymium magnets for better capturing of sounds and retention of acoustics. So these are all features. It's just that the brands will have one or two things slightly different. Now for the toms don't usually come as individual microphones, right? However, they are still under the dynamic microphones. They usually come in a drum mic set. Some examples of these sets, you can find the Behringer BC1200, which contains the TM1200s. You can also get the T-Bone DC4000. Right? These are another sets that you can get, and then I'll list other sets down below. But basically, you also want a cardioid pattern. You want something that has good sensitivity. You want something that captures the high to low frequency, 20 to 20,000 hertz. Right? You want something with a good XLR output as well. Next, we have the hi-hats. Now, the hi-hats are where we start talking about condenser microphones. Remember what I told you about condenser microphone? They are great for a wider variety or a wider range of pickups, right? So you want something that is dynamic, something that has a cardioid pattern, something that sometimes will require an external power source. Usually comes from a AA battery. You also want something with a good XLR output cable. You want something that picks up high frequencies from about 40 to 40,000 hertz of frequency. And then finally something that can handle decent volume ranges of 120 to 140 decibels. For the cymbals, now this is where we enter the oga kpatakpata of condenser microphones, because these ones, not just that they're serving as cymbal microphones, they're also serving as the overhead to capture the general acoustics of the drums, right? So you want microphones that have great sensitivity. That's the very first thing you should be looking for. You want something that has great sensitivity. You want something that has a cardioid pattern. Surprisingly, I thought to have like an omnidirectional pattern, but no. You want something that has a cardioid pattern as well. You want something that is dynamic. You want something that is dynamic. You want something that captures a wide range. So that is from about 20 to 40,000 hertz. You also want something that can capture volume levels of an average of 130 decibels. You want a good XLR output. And finally, you want something that has low noise. Remember when I told you that toms usually come in a drum microphone kits? Good. Some microphone kits I've seen in Nigeria, we have, number one, you guessed it, the Behringer BC1200. Okay, we have the AKG sets. We have the Audix DP5 or the DP7. The DP7 is a newer generation of the DP5. We have the Shure DK7 kits, and we have the Samson Dynamic kits. These are some common examples I have seen in the Nigerian markets that are good. And, but it comprises a wide range of budgets, so you should know what your wallet can carry and what works best for you. Finally, other things to consider if you're getting drum microphones. Number one, you need cables. You need very good cables. I can't stress this enough. You need very good cables. If you get poor quality cables, you'll be riddled with noise in your setup. You'll be riddled with noise in your recordings and your live events. So to avoid that, don't be cheap with your cables. Number two, you might need an accessory like the tripod boom stand. Let's say for your hi-hat mics, for your overhead mics, for your room mics, you will need accessories like the tripod boom stand. You might need clip-ons, right, for the toms and for the snare. Another very important thing to look out for is your console or your mixer, right? You can't be trying to do a 10 microphone setup and you only have 6 SLR inputs available on your mixer. It won't work. It won't work. So to battle that, be sure of the mixer you have and be sure of how many XLRs that it can handle from the drum kit. And finally, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this. Look, come in. I can't stress this enough. If you can, always involve your sound engineer. Shout out to all my sound engineers. If you can, always involve them, okay? And finally, please, it is way better to have a good average sounding drum microphone with proper positioning than an expensive microphone with poor positioning. It will beat it any day, anytime, hands down. Put me anywhere. It will beat it hands down. My point is test, experiment. You own a studio, you're at home, right? You're a sound engineer, experiment, test your positioning, test the acoustics of the room, check the event venue, check everything, test to see what works best for the sound you're looking for. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around. If you found this helpful, please drop a like, subscribe, and share. If you think there's somebody out there that this can benefit as well, please don't hesitate to share it to them. Please feel free to drop a comment down below, a suggestion, any further recommendations, or even a question you have, right? We will answer those down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I don't know what to tell you all about.